Abby, your story is phenomenal. Your story is encouraging. Your story is uplifting. However, the story does not end there. You're involved in sickle cell, and you have a reason for that. Share with our audience why you're also passionate about sickle cell.
So I have a child living with sickle cell disease. And one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about it is that the disparities
With Sally.
in the care of people living with sickle cell disease is just too much.
Yeah.
The health outcome of this population is so poor.
Yes.
And when I compare sickle cell disease with another genetic disorder called cystic fibrosis,
Okay. Okay.
there are more people living with sickle cell disease than people living with cystic fibrosis. But there's more research on cystic fibrosis than it is on sickle cell disease. However, that being said, though, we've we have seen a lot of improvements,
Yes, an advancement. Correct.
advancement.
Yeah.
So I currently I work in a research organization.
Okay.
I am a clinical trial coordinator. I work with a big research organization. I am a believer in research. I'm a believer in science, and I'm a believer in advancement in our healthcare system. So there's been a lot of advancement in the care, in the research, and in the treatment and care of sickle cell disease.
Yeah, I agree. Mostly, it's a disease that most of the time affects people of color, black
Mhm.
people, um, and then I've noticed that because of that, in some cases over the years, it wasn't taken as a serious issue. Uh,
Mhm.
when I was in London, I used to live in the UK for years. I was involved with SCAR, the sickle cell anemia research, do a lot of fundraising for them. And so I understand, and I lost one of my good friend,
I'm sorry about that.
yeah, final year University of Jos. He passed away because he had a crisis. Bobby, wherever you are, may your gentle soul continue to rest in peace.
Amen.
Yeah, and so I understand the important. And I just watched a movie recently, Supercell. If you haven't
Super.
watched,
I did watch
yeah,
that as well.
my
Yes.
kids were like, "Hey, Dad, you gotta watch, you gotta watch, you gotta watch." I'm like, "Okay." And eventually, I watched it, and I could see the message they were trying to pass about sickle cell in Supercell. So, thank you for the work you do in that area. You're also a mother of four boys,
Oh, amazing boys.
and family
Amazing boys.
support is very key as you're going through this process. Talk about the support you get from the family.
So my boys, just they step in. They had to grow up so fast. I will say that.
I
You
can
know,
imagine.
my 23-year-old right now, when all this happened, was just him and his younger brother at home. My oldest was back in Colorado, and he stepped in and grew up in a way that I myself was so surprised. You
Wow.
know, these kids are so like resilient, you know. They take me everywhere, all my appointments,
Well done.
you know, they in the house, they fix this, they fix that. Every one of them has what they do and what they do best when it comes to caring for their mom. And
How old is the oldest?
my oldest is 27 years
And
old.
how old is the youngest?
Youngest is 9 years old.
What is the 9 years old? I want to know what he does.
My,
He
my,
said everybody has a role. What's his role?
everyone has a role, yes. My 9-year-old helps mom put her socks on, put her
Oh,
shoes on.
cute. Oh, cute.
Yes,
So cute.
yes, yes.
Cute.
So it helps me with things like that I cannot do a little bit, and he would just help do it, put my shoes on for me. And also, like, mom, he is very, very caring. He looks at me like an hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, mom, are
Mm-hmm.
you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mom, why are you sleeping? Mom. Like, and I think he got that from his brothers. He saw the
Okay.
way his brothers were doing. You know, sometimes it happened later in life when your kids now becomes your parent. But
Yes.
for me, it happens early for
In the
me.
middle of life.
In the middle of life, my
In times like this, you definitely need that family support. As you were talking, I just thought about a cousin of mine. Um, she has had a couple of challenges in her own life, but her youngest son is where she gets all her energy and excitement from. And I'm like, let this boy grow up, please, so before you overmother him. But I can understand your story. As you shared it right now, it just hit home. Like, yeah, God puts a particular and there's always one. There's always one that always will come in and smother you and make you feel like. Even me as a dad, I have two daughters. The one that always keeps on trying to check on me, make sure I'm good. So there's always one. So God knows what He's doing. He's
Yeah,
not.
and I have amazing friends though. I have friends
Yeah,
like they will just cook and bring, because I'm not like able to like really cook by myself that
right.
much. So they will cook, they will bring it home, they will bring it here, some just call me.
And
Yes.
I'm glad you've been able to share your story with our audience. I hope you've been also been a support to somebody who's actually watching this show, wondering, where's my life going to go? Well, guess what? You just heard Abby's story. And if you haven't heard Abby's story, just go back and listen to the full story on BNS podcast. Abby, I want you to look at the camera and let God use you to speak to the folks who are going to listen to you now and share a word or two of encouragement to uplift someone's life. You don't know who's watching.
Um we are all going to go through one thing or the other in life, and it's part of life. So wherever situation or whatever situation that you are at this moment, just take it, it's life is a test. You don't have a testimony without a test. This is going to be your story, and this is going to be your testimony. Just hang on there, keep hope alive, and keep moving. Things will turn around, and your testimony will come.
Thank you so much, Abby. I want to take away something you said. You said make sure that every day of your life stays meaningful. To all my guests who are watching from anywhere in the world, Abby's word for this week is make sure that every day in your life remains meaningful. In our famous three words, I want to end tonight's show with love, peace, and more grace. Thank you, Abby, for joining
Thank
us
you.
on the
Thank you
BNS
so much.
podcast.
Bye.
See you.